What's up, guys? I'm here with Pal.
Yeah.
I ran into him at the Enduro World Cup, walking around with this thing. I've also seen it on the internet, so it was cool to see it in person. And I don't know, I've got some questions for you.
Just that.
There's not many. How old are you?
17 now, but I made the bike when I was 16.
There's not many 17-year-olds
Yeah, not
running
that many.
around with a belt drive, high pivot, bonded
Yeah,
Enduro
it's
bike
really
that you did
crazy.
yourself. I think you might be the only one.
I hope so.
yeah, it's a good place to be. So I don't know. I guess the place to start is just like what inspired the idea to make your own bike. Where did that come from?
Since I was young, I like played with Legos and things like this, making crazy things. And one day I was like, with Legos, I'm so limited, and I was like, I need to design and make things real precise and different shapes than Lego pieces. And then came bikes to my life, and it was really good. I like started riding with a hardtail like everyone for like 4 years, and then I bought a full suspension bike, a Cube with 150 at the back. I think it was a really good bike. I still have it on the garage, and one day hit me. I was like looking bikes because I want every time I buy something I want to like investigate a lot because you are spending some money and it needs to go to a right place. So I was looking bikes and I was like, yeah, none of these bikes on the market are for me. And I was like, I'm going to do it. But the main reason was because making bikes allows me to first do sport. That is a really important thing. Also visit places that could not do it without any other thing. Third, learning a lot of engineering, things like this. It's crazy how much you learn. And also to express my creativity in one way, I think. So it's like the things I like mixed. So, and also no bikes in the industry like this. So I was like, it's my opportunity. And this was like, I don't know, 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I started making a lot of designing.
Again, where do you start? So you have this idea, you want to build a bike.
Yeah.
Nothing out there is good enough for you. So what's the first thing you do?
Learning how to design 3D because it's like the main thing. I was so focused on that because that will go for the future with me.
Yeah.
It's a tool that you can use on a lot of places. So it started there, and I started designing bikes, making that. The first ones like didn't have like a good shapes, were like all squared up, copying geometry of other bikes.
So were these stuff that you're playing in the computer, or did you?
In the computer.
Oh,
yeah. There were no prototypes, and like I don't know, half a year later, I was good at designing. I could design things, and I was like, I need to do a thing to keep up with this, with the feelings I had. So I made like a rigid bike with PVC pipes and 3D printed lugs in plastic, in nylon. And I was really bummed up because it was like the first time seeing a thing to scale that I made. Mm-hmm. So it's really impressive. For me, it was a big feat. And I just like assembled all the bike and I sit up. It was but it was too flexy like this because of the PVC pipes.
Yeah.
I didn't. I have it. I could send a photo later.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a good experiment to keep up with the project. And then was like making full suspension bikes because I started designing full suspension, but I was not that good at designing full suspension bikes and I didn't know much of kinematics and geometry. I was copying other brands because at the start you don't know anything. And I started doing that, and like 1 year after that, I had like a really good design. I went to see Otter at Girona to show like some photos of the design. And some people were like, this is too crazy or this is too good. And I was invited to a few places and it was too good. And I was like, that at that moment I knew my next bike will be my bike. And I started designing a lot. I entered the high pivot game because I saw all the possibilities. Because at the start, I was really focused on chain growth. So I placed the pivot right in the BB to have zero chain growth. Like the Specialized, like the demo a few years ago.
Yeah.
But the travel path, it was so bad, going just forward. So I changed that to a high pivot, and then was like I knew kinematics a lot and geometry, so I started making my own geometry and kinematics, and I started like doing a high pivot, but like the forbidden bikes with the shock, like here in the down part. But I entered another problem like seat post insertion,
Yep. Yep.
and
They have this same problem.
yeah,
That's like the
so
limiting
yeah,
factor. Yeah.
and that was a big thing because when I was like I want to make bikes, one of the boxes I couldn't check was the seat post insertion, so it was like you have to check all the boxes if you make your own bike
Yeah.
to justify it. And like before, no, after Sea Otter, like in summer, like almost a year after, my father told me like, and my mother, you have to make an Instagram account or something like this to just grow and learn a lot. Not only for, I didn't realize I could get here,
Yeah.
but to grow and learn, obviously, because biking is a great community where little brands don't like look at me like competence. It's more
yeah.
like a friend to help.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I learned a lot. So I made the Instagram account. I make a few videos, and I was like 5,000 followers in 2 days. I was like, I didn't imagine that could happen to me. And then I realized the scale of the project,
Yep.
that it was really big. And like that was on the start of the summer, and I wanted to go with the bike to Sea Otter again to Girona in September, and I was like, I have to do it. And I was on a trip to Swiss, I remember, and I didn't have all the bike complete. I knew I wanted that, like the kinematics I had it all, but to a 2D to a 3D it's really difficult. You have a lot of possibilities, and I incorporated the gluing system like bonded. And then I had problems like the BB challenge because it's a big piece and it's a lot of money, because I had like a really tight budget, because prototypes don't need to be that expensive, they could be less expensive, and I was like 2,000 on top of budget, that is less than one of the many frames on the market. And I remember being there and like, if I could do like a puzzle system or something like this, and I did like this thing, that this, I think that a lot of people recognize the bike for that.
Yep.
So I could change the pivot points and all of this, and it was like 1,000 euros more like cheaper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a lot, because a single piece of aluminium machined is a lot of money, but plates
it's all plates.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
and some braces, but it's really cheap. I think
Okay.
all these parts were like 400. It's not that
Really?
much.
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So at that point, I knew I was going to go with Pinion, so it was my first sponsor. I was like, when I started mountain biking, was like only the fastest riders got sponsors, and I was like really good to get a sponsor doing the things I like
Yeah,
without
yeah.
being the fastest on the hill.
Yeah.
So that was like a point I was like, this is it, I could do it. And the budget got like smaller a bit, because all the investments before making the bike, like buying some pieces, the shock and things like this. So I reached out to a company that made like CNC pieces, parts, and they covered like 800 euros. That is a lot.
Nice. Yeah.
So at the end, I paid, I think, 1,000.
No way.
Not that much. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so small.
Yeah.
But
Low
it
budget,
was
yeah.
like I could make so much better bike with more budget, but
Yeah.
it was like the thing to do with a small budget, to prove the people that they could do the bike, because that's the thing. And when I finished this bike, the thing I forgot to say, but when I started doing bikes and think about this, I was like so interested in 3D printing, because
Yeah.
you could make geometries that you can with normal manufacturing. And my goal was to make like the front triangle as a full piece of metal 3D printing. So it's a big part. And I was like
But
2 years.
these.
These are CNC, but
CNC,
then
okay.
with blast, like with
Okay.
sand, so they are rough, so the glue could stick better to it.
Interesting. Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, I want to do it 3D printed, because you have a lot of benefits. It could be lighter, you could have an inner structure. It's so much better. Are only benefits, but the price was a lot of money, and it was like 2 years ago, so the technology was not there. And actually, Monday, Yeah, Monday I got the confirmation that I will do the 3D printed
way.
bike. Yes, at the end of the summer I will do it. I will.
3D printing of
Yeah,
what?
a full frame.
What material though?
It's an aluminum. It's called Scalmalloy.
Okay.
That is like it has like silicious. So the SC, Al is the aluminum, M is the magnesium, and alloy is the family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be the world's first.
You're
it
on
was
one, dude.
it was my first dream, and the technology was limiting me. So making this is you could like optimize a lot, and making this 3D printed bike, you can optimize the inner structure inside. So I learned a lot. I'm in contact with a company that works for NASA, and I'm working with them to make the bike. I had the other day, I had a meeting with a guy that is working with NVIDIA to improve the GPUs to hit better, and with Siemens and a lot of companies. So I'm like, yes, I'm making bikes. And they are like, yeah, that's so cool, but we are making rocket nozzles. And also, the people that 3D print the bike, they are making rocket nozzles also. So it's like,
damn, you're well connected.
yeah, I had.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like,
but I sent a lot of mails before that, like
yeah.
a lot.
Are you like cold calling or hitting up random people just to? Like,
No, I discovered LinkedIn
okay.
really late. I discovered it, but there you can like see the people that work there and all the things. So you
Yeah.
connect with the people you want.
So you just tell them about the project and
Yeah.
like, want to get
The good
involved.
thing I have is that I'm 17, so that's like a plus factor to the people. I think if I would be like 20, I wouldn't have this much support. So I have like this
you're
soon.
making it count.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I want to use this time I have to make more bikes and improve them. But yes, I will make this 3D bike, and the weight is almost like the lightest enduro bike. That is the turbo, the last turbo I think it's called. It's a carbon frame that it weighs like with all the bearings without the shock. I think 2 kilos, and mine is 2.1 in aluminum.
What your 3D
Yeah.
will be. Okay.
And this one actually it broke here, as you can see.
Yep.
This one was like simulated with some ISO rules. The problem with these rules are that it's only for mountain bikes, so whatever is XC or downhill, it's the same. But I found some guys that make like more specific rules. So this one would like stand for more forces. And this one would be like for downhill and all of this.
Yeah.
Actually, this bike I could fit a bigger shock and do it downhill, but I don't want for now. But the next bike, yeah, we'll do like a downhill bike, a trail bike, and an enduro bike with the same frame.
Oh yeah. I've been.
What?
I don't know. I've been waiting for someone to do that. Like Geometron is like, or
Yeah, I saw
Nikolai
that.
is like close.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, it's always seemed like something that should exist.
yeah.
A modular frame with
The-
one frame. Or
The
like,
problem with that is that the main problem is weight, because
Yeah.
from a trail bike, from a downhill bike, you have a lot of weight, but part of that weight is components that you improve, like fork and
Yeah.
shock that are bigger. So that's not the main issue, but geometry is a great issue.
Yeah.
So for this bike, I will have like the shock mount and also the dropouts to change geometry.
Yeah.
And also on the headset, I think I have plus and minus 5 millimeters and 1 and minus 1 degrees.
Yeah.
But when you change the fork, it's shorter, so the
now
geometry
you have
will
to,
go.
like, yeah.
It's difficult, but
There's a lot of like
Yeah.
things to balance. Yeah.
but I think it's the future. And also with the gearbox, it's like, I think it's where the industry is going for the age,
Mhm.
almost obviously, but I think for enduro, for if you wait some years, you will see it
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
And what was your like kinematic theory? Like, what were your goals coming into this bike?
My goals were like the coupe bike I have was like when you brake, the suspension was locked all the time, so the anti-rise was really bad.
And was it high or low?
It was high,
High.
so
Okay.
it was locked all the time when I like braked.
Yes.
And this one, the problem with high pivot is that you have a higher anti-rise,
Yeah.
and this one is 100, so it's really
Okay.
low.
Well, it's like that's neutral
Yeah, it's neutral.
because there's some bikes that are like
50.
60,
Yeah.
50, 70.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was my goal, but with a high pivot, it's almost
I
impossible.
say no. No.
No, you don't like it.
I'm coming around to not liking low
Yeah.
anti-rise. Yeah.
People say that good riders like high anti-rise.
I can deal with high anti-rise more than low
Yeah.
anti-rise. I think this was my experience with the Transition Sentinel.
Yeah, that has really low.
Low anti-rise.
Yeah.
And riding it here in Europe, steep, rough trails.
Yeah.
You have to drag your brakes.
Yeah, I understand.
And it was always on the front. And then I felt like I had to compromise my whole setup to run a stiffer fork,
Yeah.
soften the shock, just to
To be lower on the bike. Yeah.
to just account for the anti-rise.
Yeah,
And-
for me,
Yeah.
100 is like, for most people, is the best. I could do like a floating brake arm if I want
Yeah.
more or less, but I think that's a lot for me. I'm not a racer.
Yeah.
I would not feel that. But anti-rise, I think it starts at 108 and ends at 102. So
Yeah,
it's
super
really flat.
consistent, yeah.
Anti-squat also with the high pivot. I am using the iTrack patent.
Yep.
So just moving the pivot point, you change the anti-squat. So you could like change it before doing all the suspension system. So it's really easy to do it, and I think it's
So
also
is it like easy to adjust the anti-squat?
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
you make first the suspension system without counting the anti-squat, and then you add the pivot point, the idler, and you move it till it's the
Till it's good.
thing. Yeah,
So it removes like a variable. You
yeah,
have to
exactly.
balance. Yeah.
It's easier to get a good suspension system.
Yeah.
And that is also, I think it starts at 110 and ends at 90. So it's
Pretty
really good.
Yeah.
And leverage ratio, I think this is like the more progressive setting because I have to here. This one I think is 21%.
Okay.
So
That's the
it's
more progressive.
yeah.
one. Yeah. So
And
not-
the lower one I think it's 17 or 18.
okay.
So
yeah.
it's really standard, the kinematics.
Yeah.
But having these like good kinematics on a high pivot bike, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And at that time I was using the software that's called Linkage X2, I think.
Yeah.
But now I'm using another software that is called like SimBike, that you could do like, it has like some AI or something like this, that you plot the graph you want.
And then it comes out with the linkage.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And the curious thing was that I wanted that thing to do it by myself because I thought it would not like exist. And I started learning how to code to do it. But then I realized that exists, and yeah, I use that. So it's easier. But yes, it's kinematic weights is really good. I think it's really balanced for me that I'm not that fast. I enjoy riding, but I'm not racing. So I want a bike that goes good
Yeah.
only and stands a lot because the best component I think is the one that you forget you have.
Yeah.
That's because I went with the gearbox, mainly because the maintenance is so low. Every 2 years you open a bolt, you put oil inside, and that's it. And with the belt it's the same. I'm like 9 months with this, and it's like new. It's a little bit wear out, but
Yeah.
there's no difference. The only thing in the tensioner is like the belt is like stiffer, so you have to tension it a lot. You saw it in the paddock.
Yeah.
And I have like a piece right here at the back that holds the belt without going like out, because it's that stiff that would go out. So yeah, it's like the only thing I had like tensioning the bike. It's really strong this tensioner.
Yeah. It looks clean.
Yeah, it's from the same brand that make those. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite quiet then?
yeah, it doesn't make any noise. It's
so
like
sick,
yeah. My friends were the other day like doing this like frame test to see the noises, and all the bikes were like boom boom and things like this, and mine was like, you did it? Ah, okay, I didn't hear it. So it's super quiet. I like this, and also I have the hub super silent, so I could hear all the rocks and stuff. A lot of people like a very loud hub, but I didn't like that.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I also hate it. It's like you don't listen to the brain, you don't know how are you riding it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, some people like it for jumping or knowing the speed, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
And now I'm running a mullet setup. So at the back I have like the dropouts.
Yep.
And in theory, if I have mullet, I have to change those to keep the geometry. But for now, I didn't have the
drop
time.
it.
Yeah. So in some turns is if I want to like pedal, I touch like a little bit the pedal with the floor
Yeah.
because it's so
It's
much
quite
lower.
low,
Yeah. I'm feeling in the jumps. If I case one of them, it's like I feel that.
Yeah.
I think I will go back with the 29 if I don't replace the dropouts. But yeah, it has a lot of adjustability.
Yeah. And what was your vision for the geometry for the bike?
It was like I'm like 176 centimeters, so I'm like size M, a
Yeah.
little bit L. So I made like an M size.
Yeah.
It's I think 464 reach, and change days it's 440.
Yep.
So it's not that long for my height. It's a little bit short for me. I think I put these high rise bars to improve it because doing like bunny hops and things like this, I was going back so easy, and on the downhills I was like so at the front, so I need to be a little bit higher and to keep like the stack a little bit higher.
Yeah.
And but the next bike is like a 4.5, like an M and a half size.
Yeah.
It's a little bit longer. This one from wheel to wheel is 1,250 millimeters.
Yeah.
So it's really standard.
Yeah.
But the next one I think it's that plus 50 millimeters or something like this. It's not that large, but I will feel it. And if I make
and you've got the dropout system,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you can
Yeah,
do
I
whatever
could-
you want.
yeah. Yeah, the new bike is like 442 and a half, so in the middle of 45 and 40, but it could fit like a 440 change day, so they will fit.
Yeah.
So it's really customizable for all the people, I think. But for now, it's only for me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
whatever you want.
yeah, it's like if I grow or something like this, I don't think so, but it's cool to have it there to test.
Yep. Yep. And what was the like biggest challenge with putting this bike together? Like getting it out of the computer into
Into the
reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly the manufacturing like system to do it, like CNC machine or 3D printing or bonded or not bonded. My first thought was 3D printing, but when that was like no go, I was like 2 pieces of CNC machine and glue it together, but that's too much expensive.
Yeah.
It's like 10K almost. It's and a lot of time, and also you throw away a lot of material. You pick like a I don't know a
Like a
100
huge
kilo
block,
yeah,
yeah.
and you have a 2 kilo bike at the end. It's like a lot of removable material and a lot of time on the machine.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money. And then I wanted to do a bonded bike since a lot of time, but I didn't knew like the technology and all the steps and all of this because there's not like an article where you can see, yeah, you have to do this first, then with this glue. So I asked guys from Koba Bikes that they make like
What bikes?
Koba Bikes. They are from Sweden, I think.
Okay.
They make for them and some bikes to sell.
Yeah.
And they were like, if you want some info, we could give you. And then started like the difficult part. You realize all the effort it goes inside. And at the start, I wanted to do it with aluminum tubes because the good thing with aluminum is that it's an isotropic material. So whatever the forces you put in the material will be the same in all directions, the result. But in carbon fiber, you have layers, directions, and things like this. And also with aluminum, it's easy to simulate aluminum. With carbon fiber, you have a lot of variables like humidity, temperature, the layup, the epoxy. It's a lot of things. It's a pain,
Yeah.
basically. But this time carbon was cheaper than aluminum
Okay.
because... Ah, vale, perdó, ho aparto un moment. Vale.
Okay.
We have to move the chairs also.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Slight intermission,
Yeah.
but we're back.
So with the bonded stuff, I said that carbon was cheaper than aluminum
Yeah.
because the problem with aluminum is that it's being manufactured in Asia. So you have to buy them like in 6-meter tubes, and that would not fit on my house. Or like
It's
the
like way
shipping,
too much?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
way too
minimum-
much.
yeah.
Yeah, the shipping was like crazy. And bonded tubes, the carbon tubes were cheaper because they are made in Europe. So I had like a custom layup of the fibers, like some of them are like 45 degrees, the other like 90, and the other like 0 degrees to give like strength good. The problem with carbon fiber and aluminum joining together is galvanic corrosion. That is like when those two materials bond up, they like corrode themselves. So I had to place like a lid, like micro glass beads in between the aluminum and the carbon to keep these two materials like separated from each other. These balls are like 0.1 millimeters. They are so small, but you can mix them on the glue. And the other benefit with those are that you get like a perfect tolerance because they fill up all the space that is empty.
Yeah.
And yeah, the glue is a Loctite, so it's really cool to say that, but
Yeah, just
it's
Loctite
like
that shit. Yeah.
but it's like a structural glue. It's a good one.
Yeah.
But I think that if I would make like another bonded bike, I will use like the 3M glue. There's like more variants, but I didn't like knew a lot of glues, so I just went with like the one I knew was working, and it's crazy. And another thing that went wrong when building the bike, all the parts arrived like 4 days before Sea Otter, so it was really tight. But I wanted all the parts. I was really stressed out because the glue is like really thick and you have not that much time to do it. So I was like doing it fast with the jig, all the parts, doing things
We're
good.
about to get kicked out.
Yeah, I think so. Vale, we have to go out.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I was like 4 days to Sea Otter and I didn't have the bike done. And I assembled it all with the gluing and all with the jig. And the problem I had that this is the last tube to put because of things fitting well. And the glue was not that like gluey. It was more like dry. So I hit the tube with a hammer. And the problem with that is that the jig was like a wood sheet CNC machine and some 3D printed parts on plastic because it was the cheapest way. And some 3D printed parts broke that were holding this tube. So this part went like a little bit lower. And when I went to mount the bike, the shock was not fitting.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was that off. And for my luck, to order the carbon fiber parts, the tubes, you had to buy like 3 minimum parts. So I had like 2 spare of all the parts.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, with a hammer, I could separate these 2 parts. It's not that hard. That's not the way. It's so much hard. You don't realize they are the same material now. It's like super bond together. So I had to cut the tube and with a Dremel, burn out all the carbon fiber with the Dremel.
1 sec.
To take it out. And at that time I was like 2 days to Sea Otter. And that same night I cleared all the metal parts and put the new tubes and all was good. And I arrived at Sea Otter like super tight, but it was good.
Yeah.
I showed
pulled
the
it
bike.
off. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was the response?
It was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the community is so cool. I was like, I had some videos and things like this made with some magazines, some interviews, so it was really cool.
Yeah.
And at that time, now I have, I think a lot of sponsors for what I do, but at that time I had like Pinion, the Gates belt, and some tires from Monza tires.
Yeah.
So I didn't have like that many sponsors, so the bike was like with a 36 at the front, with a RockShox that cost me like $60 as new. That was like dripping oil. And then as the time went, I was like, I want to build this bike like the right way. So I made it like this.
Yeah.
And this is like the story time, like the timeline.
Nice.
Yeah.
So riding it, are you satisfied? Are you happy?
Yeah.
This is good?
Really satisfied.
Yeah.
The thing is that I never did like a 3D printed prototype of this, like in plastic, because I was on travel on Swiss. So I was like, I hope this fits well.
Yeah.
And when I was assembling all, I was like, I have that luck of that all fitted together at the first time.
Yeah.
I think it's a part is black, but there also is, I was a lot of hours put in it. So I was really lucky, I think. And then the performance was good. The only thing, it has a little bit too much flex for me on the back
Yeah.
because of the adjustable pivot parts. So they have like not that much contact with the plates. So the force they put are on the bolts. So the flex is out of flex.
Yeah.
But I can ride it. I can ride it well, so it's feeling good. It's very efficient. I thought it would be less efficient because I was on a trail bike, and to an enduro bike it's another world.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. At the back I have 160, so it's not that enduro, but I think it's perfect for enduro.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's feeling good.
What's the one? Is there anything you would change for
Yeah,
the next
a
one?
lot of things.
Okay, what's the first one on the list?
First of all,
Or
one of the
maybe we should address it breaking.
yeah
I don't think
we
we've
could,
talked about this.
yeah, it worked today on the bike park. I went like too fast on a turn. I I was going too fast on the last lap.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do it this well, and I was like, wow. And it like suddenly a little bit, and I was like, yeah, that's only the rim. I hit like a big jump, and I was like, yeah, it's the bike.
It's the bike, yeah.
Um,
So do you think it, like, obviously there's the force from the turn, but do
Yeah.
you think it was also the idler?
no.
No?
I really think it's about the force
Yeah.
because that piece, the expensive way would be to do the two pieces and another like same size piece on the middle, not like a plate that I have. So it would be much more stronger. As you can see, it's like a plate on the.
Are you talking about this bridge? Yeah.
It's if it would be like a tube, bigger one.
Yeah.
It would be like so much stronger. But doing that plate, I think that plate is like $5. And the other one was like 50, so I was like, I need to do this one. And yeah, I think that's the main thing it broke. I thought it would broke like on this part of here on the pivot locations.
You thought it would break here?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's like the weaker part.
Yeah.
But I went really hard on the corner, so it was like the part to break.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, it's good. And the parts to improve, first of all, it's like doing a puzzle to address all the components in the bike. Obviously, on an enduro bike, it's like more difficult because you have the seat post and putting all the pivots, the gearbox that you can't put like a shock really low.
Yeah.
It's like a pain because it's like a lot of trying and error. And on the next bike I'm doing, the gearbox is vertical.
Oh.
Yeah, so the seat post will go like on the front of the gearbox, and the shock will be like this low. So the shock will be lower, the seat post will be longer, and also the weight of the gearbox right now it's a little bit forward. So being vertical would be like more centered.
Yeah.
And I checked the center of mass with the shock, the seat post and all, and it's like 2 millimeters lower. And I also I could put a bigger shock, a bigger seat post. Here I have a big seat post, and for example on this bike, the seat post length I think is 420. It's really small for today bikes. If you could see the saddle is really low in comparison with our bikes, and the newer one is like 1 centimeter lower.
Okay, nice.
So it's more nimble.
Yeah.
And the wheel would not touch on with 200 millimeters. So that's like a good goal because a lot of bikes you could like put all the seat posts down, but at the end the wheel touches, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So I went with the hard way of doing it right. So
the hard way of doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different
It's
ways.
hard, yeah.
Yeah. So now I could have like a longer seat post, a lower seat length, and also the center of gravity is lower. I think the new shock will stand like here, the high pivot, the pivot on that bolt. But yes, it's the same suspension system on all.
Okay. Just packaged differently.
It's, for example, this pivot right here, you could see it's really like strange to see it there. And that's because the anti-rise is lower there because of the instant center is lower if I lowered like that pivot. Mm-hmm. But the next bike I went like with this new software, I could do like better things without trying and error all the time.
Yeah.
That's like the best thing you could achieve.
Yeah.
So that's a better thing. The suspension system looks better. The pivot at the back, it's like a little bit lower to compensate a little bit. There is a bit higher because of the anti-rise being lower. But yes, this time is better. And on the first, for the next bike, I was planning to do it with a floating brake arm, but I was like, I don't want to ride this.
Yeah.
And at the end, it's like still like this one. It's like just an improvement to check the things I couldn't check with this bike,
Yeah.
and the things to improve because it's the first prototype. I didn't know how
Yeah.
you would ride. I'm amazed.
It's pretty
it lasts,
good. It's pretty
9
good.
months. It's a lot
8
of time.
months. Yeah.
9. It's really
Okay,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did bypass and a lot.
Yeah.
I have like 15 World Cup runs with this bike, and
Yeah,
it
the
was
World
good.
Cup track. Yeah.
So
World Cup proven.
yeah, exactly. Yesterday I hit all the jumps and I was like, yeah, I have a bike. I made a bike that lasts a World Cup track,
Yeah.
and I was, yeah, that's a good goal.
Sick.
But yes, it's just an improvement
Yeah.
of things you see.
So will the next bike be bonded as well? Then the 3D printed bike?
No, it's the 3D.
That's the
bike.
3D
Yeah,
printed bike,
I have
okay.
it designed and all. Yeah,
Sick.
I have.
I'm so stoked.
I will send you the photos, but
Okay.
in like more detail, like more nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
To optimize the bike, you have like a lot of forces in the bike, like 8 different case scenarios you have of different forces. One on the fork, another one on the cranks, another one on the wheels, another one on the seat. A lot of forces, 8 cases in total. So optimizing one bike with that many cases, it takes a lot of time, and the computer could not hold it, and even a good computer could not hold it. And it's not efficient because optimization it's trying a lot of possibilities, but you won't get the perfect one because you need infinite tries.
Yeah.
So what I did is like with this software that is advanced that is using NASA, I learned how to use it, and you could use like cell maps with like vectors and things like this. So I like make a simulation of one case. I extract like the vector map of the bike with all the points of all the forces and all of this, and then with that I do a function to make a variable like a shell on the bike. So it's like perfect, and then I like do the simulation of the other case with the simulated bike on the bike I did before. So it's like a scale to do it all, but it's like the best thing you could get.
Okay.
It's-
I believe
it's-
you. I'm not sure if I followed all of
Yeah,
that, but
it's
I
really
believe
difficult.
I believe you.
And
I think I got some of it. Yeah.
and the good thing is that now in high school, I had to make like a big project of the year. So I made this 3D printed bike, so I
Yeah.
could invest the time I invest on the school project on the bike.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had like a really good grade also.
yeah, nice.
Because I
hope
like
so.
it.
I hope
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really like nerdy stuff, but it's really cool to learn these things.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like you're like on the forefront almost of like
Yeah, of bikes, yes.
bike
Yeah.
design, which is crazy.
Yes. Because with carbon bikes, you really don't simulate the bike. You put more layers if it fails.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really like, I don't want to carry more weight that I have on the bike on uphills. Yeah, you know, I only want to carry the weight the bike needs to have.
But what do you like? Because I think bikes can be too light. So what about having the lightest bike? And then if it needs more weight, what you can't do is have a bike that's too light and cracks.
No, this one is not that light. It has like a safety factor that we call of almost 2. So in theory,
Because what
it
would be
stands.
sick is if it's like light and strong, and then you could put
Yeah,
all
that's the point.
all the weight.
A lot
down,
of my friends were like,
down low.
you have to make a heavy bike because downhill bikes now they add weights, but if you have a light bike, you could like add the weights where you want.
Yeah.
So that's if you don't need it, you could have a light bike, and if you need it, you could have like a heavy bike. So that's like the main thing. And with the pinion gearbox, you feel it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like
how do
so good.
Are you able to model like the flex and stiffness
Yeah.
characteristics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the good thing. I make like the shape of the outside,
Yeah.
and then the simulations take that and make like an inner structure inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like cool stuff.
Yeah.
I will send you some photos, but it makes like it's going well because you see where the pivot points go. It's like a thicker, and when other parts that don't need that strength, it's like thinner. So it's really cool how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is your goal to Like, where do you see yourself in like 5 years? The classic question. Like,
Yeah.
do you want to work for a company designing bikes, or do you want to like do your own thing? Do you know?
I think I don't want to make bikes for people.
No?
Yeah, I don't want like this warranty stuff that I don't want to people to say that this bike doesn't work. I don't want that. It's like it takes like the happy part of doing bikes. It's like that's not funny if you make bikes to that. I think I would make like 2 or 4 a year to sell it and have some money, but not a company.
Yeah.
But
okay.
my goal, I realized that is making brakes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like now you see like specialized gravity with the Brembo brakes that are like more improved in theory and things like this. But I think there's a lot of things to improve.
Really?
At the first, doing bikes, I was like the first feeling like you can improve a lot of things, and it took me like 3 years to do it. So it's not that easy. Now I'm saying like this light, but it's so difficult, and I will encounter a lot of things, and probably I would not do this because it's so difficult. But the thing with brakes is that I could learn like hydraulics and things like this that are like more out of mechanical things like this. So it's a new path to follow. Yeah. And then you have like calculation, so it's more exact, not like kinematics that are like based on the weight of the rider and how are you placed on the bike. This is like more precise. You know, if you put 40 newtons on the lever, you will have X newtons on the brake.
You like that synergy? It make
yes or no?
It's more
the advantage with a thing that's not that precise, you could like believe yourself you have a better thing that you have. But with these things precise, there's a limit. You could not make it better.
Yeah.
But I think it's the next step.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, excited to follow along.
Thanks.
I'm stoked to see what you come up with, dude. And yeah, even just like this, it looks quite good too.
Yeah.
And yeah, for this
it's
being your
like
first...
this look of garage bike.
Yeah. I like it.
It's like it. Really good.
Like
Yeah.
Hardware store bolts, like.
Yeah, these ones.
Did you go? You went to the hardware store for these?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. These were like $200 cheaper. I was like, if you can cut here, you have to do it. Yeah. That's like inside of here we have like a steel tube that I had to grind to tolerance.
Okay.
And then like a threaded rod and 2 nuts and some washers. And these ones are called shoulder bolts that are like some of the bolts are like with tolerance and the other one is thread. So it's like a bike bolt but with a big head. And heavy. And they oxidize, but
it's got a little character.
That's not a big deal.
No, it adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah. For now, it's good.
Well, sweet, man. We'll have to do another one when the next bike comes around.
Thanks.
I'll see you at Sea Otter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Girona or California. I was saying, in Barcelona, in Catalonia.
They call it Sea Otter?
Yeah, I think it's
Really?
the same company. Yeah, but it's not that big.
Okay.
You can test bikes, but it's not. I want to go to California.
Well, you have
next
to
year.
come to California.
Yeah.
Come
this
to
year,
California and we'll
I
show
wanted
you
to
around.
go, but it was not a lot of money. The flights are like too expensive. But I think next year I will have it.
Come to California.
Because I will sell one of the 3D printed bikes.
Okay.
So I will have some margin to work with.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, I cannot buy anything.
I think it'll do well if you take it. It'll be worth it. To go to California.
Yeah.
And
I want to do like the race and all of
Don't
this.
get a booth, like just go and bring the bike.
It's
around.
what I did on the other thing.
Cool.
Here, People are like, it's cooler to go with your own bike.
Yeah.
The thing that with the new bike, the 3D printed bike, it's not looking like a prototype. So I would need to put like a big prototype sticker, like this is a prototype. It's not a normal bike. But yes.
Well, cool, man. I'll see you in California next year.
I hope so.
All right, sweet dude. Good chat.
Thanks.
Killed it.
Yeah, thanks. It was really cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.